What up, YouTube? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sherry, and today I have for you a week of Greek. And that's meaning that I use the Lunar Beauty Greek Goddess palettes. I use the eye palette for 5 days. And I also incorporated the cheek palette or the highlighter palette into some of my looks as well, and I have it on today. So the look that I'm wearing right now, I will have a demo for at the end of the video. I did want to say that I did have an inspirational video from Sophie Bella, and I will link them there and down below so that you can see what inspired me to make this look right here, which I think turned out super cool. But through this video, I'm going to show you the pictures of how I use the palette, explain to you what I used, and just give you a lot of ways to use this palette, show you its versatility, talk to you about the ones that worked perfectly and the ones that worked not so perfectly or just not as I expected, and give you a whole bunch of information. So if you get this palette, or if you are thinking about getting this palette, you will have a plethora of information and ideas and hopefully inspiration to use it to the best of its ability. So if you'd like to see what looks I came up with during this week of Greek, please keep watching. Alright guys, I really wanted to start off really simple with this palette and just have a really basic, simple, everyday look with a big wing and some really nice lashes. I love that look, especially on days that I don't have a lot of time to do my makeup. And so I started off with Hestia on my brow bone to brighten that up. I went in with the shade Cleo as my transition. I just put that lightly all through the crease. And then I followed that up with Persephone in the outer corner and just pulled slightly into the crease and just blended all together. I took the shade Athena and put that on my inner corner and pulled it a little bit up onto maybe the first third of my inner eyelid. I put a combination of Cleo and Persephone on the bottom lash line, and that was it. Super pretty, basic, everyday look. Look number 2, I couldn't wait to get into that blue, which is called Nemesis. And I'm not completely satisfied with my look this day because I didn't have a lot of time to really work at it, but it turned out okay, and I was glad to have used the blue. So I started off with Hestia on my brow bone as per usual, and I do that on almost every look, just by the way. I took the shade Cleo and used that as my beginning transition shade, and followed that up with Persephone to deepen the crease. To further deepen the crease, I used very lightly Calliope, which is a really dark plum, darkened like a blackened plum color, which is beautiful. But I didn't have a lot of time for blending, and I felt like that looked a little bit patchy. I think I could have done a better job. And then I took the shade Nemesis and put that on my inner eyelid, and I really wish that I had cut the crease. I think if I had done a half cut crease with this, that blue would have had more impact. I think it's really pretty. I think it would be really pretty under a black base for a smoky eye. I think it would be beautiful because it actually has little, it's like black with tons of blue glitter. It's almost like it's not a blue shadow at all. It's like a blackened blue. It's hard to explain, but it's really pretty, and I think it would have looked even prettier if I had used it with a cut crease or a half cut crease or even a halo eye in the middle. But I did use Persephone on the lower lash line. I put Calliope really close up underneath, like right underneath my lashes, and then blended it out with Persephone. So that was look number 2. Look number 3, I just really wanted a soft pinky look with a halo eye. And so again, I started out with Hestia on my brow bone. I did go into Clio again for my transition. I very lightly used Aphrodite in my inner and outer corner and pulled it across my crease for a halo eye. I took the shade Iris and put it in the middle for the halo part, and I used Athena on my inner corner and a little bit on my brow bone just to brighten that up a little. On my lash line I used a combination of Clio and Aphrodite. Now, the next two looks I wanted to incorporate the highlighter palette because a lot of the colors in the highlighter palette are too dark for my skin right now for highlighter, but they're beautiful shades for eyeshadow. And so this next look, I used, guess, I used Hestia to begin on my brow bone. I then went into Persephone. I did not use Clio this time. I went into Persephone and used that in my outer corner and in my crease. I then pulled in Aphrodite, actually a mix of Aphrodite and Calliope. I wanted it darker. It looks a little patchy, but I think those colors would work better if I had more time to blend. These were all quick before work jobs, but I used the shade Sphinx on the outer part of my lid. Not the outer corner, but like the middle of my lid, I used the shade Sphinx. And then on the inner corner, I used the shade Medusa. And these are the highlighters. And then on the inner corner, my tear duct area, I used Harpy. I also pulled Medusa up underneath my brow bone a little bit. On my lower lash line is a mix of Persephone and Aphrodite. And then finally, I really just wanted to go a brownie direction this time. And again, I used the eye palette and the highlighter palette for this look. I started off with Hestia under my brow bone. I then used Persephone to start the transition in my crease. After that, I used a combination of Persephone and Calliope together on the outer corner, and adding the Persephone to it really made it look more brown than plum. I then took the shade Muse and put it on the middle of my eyelid, and then continued on with the shade Medusa on the inner part of my eyelid, and then in my tear duct area I used Athena from the eye palette and put that also a little bit underneath my brow bone. So today's look that I showed you the demo of, I showed you everything that I used, so I don't have to explain it to you, but I hope you really enjoyed all these looks. I really had a good time using this palette, and I'm really super happy to have it.
Dirty wine girl, don't need to read your mind, I can see the signs, girl. Hey, hey, if love is blind, girl, body like Braille, let me read between the lines, girl. Down like loose change, let's try new things. Way you shake your body, give me mood swings. Running through my mind, she go Usain. Got me thinking about giving her my last name.
The way you're moving, oh, my baby, they drive me crazy, oh, so crazy, oh, about you, my baby. That's how I really feel. Be like say, I wanna just rock your body, rock your body, rock your body. Be like say, like you might hurt somebody, hurt somebody, hurt somebody. Not trying, just work the middle, work the middle, work Jake and Jesse, a little, just a little, for a little. Hey, flex on the beat. When it's hot, we just turn up the heat. Bring your body here right next to me. You look like the perfect band. This could be the perfect dance. So come on, go ahead and just flex on on the beat. For me, my baby, you've got me winding like so crazy around you. Oh, my baby, oh, now so I dare be like say, I wanna just rock your body, rock your body, rock your body, be like say, you might hurt somebody, hurt somebody, hurt somebody. Not trying to just work the middle, work the middle, work the middle. Just a little, for a little. Hey, flex on the beat. When it's high, we just turn up the heat. Bring your body here right next to me. You look like the perfect band. This could be the perfect dance. So come on, go ahead and just flex on the beat. When it's high, we just turn up the heat. Bring your body here right next to me. You look like the perfect band. This could be the perfect dance. Come on, go ahead and just flex.
Baby, let me flex with you, then go caress with you. You should know you cold, girl. I can feel your temperature. Hit the dance floor. I could 1-2 step with you. Do the money dance for the times that I spent with you. Hit the tango. Hand on your handle. I won't be a vandal. Just know I'll be good to you. I see mans try to step, but you chuck the do say. What will it take for you to leave with me, oh baby? A couple drinks in both our systems. Now we faded. The way I'm talking, I hope you don't think I'm crazy. Flex one time, baby. We can flex one time, baby. Come on.
Flex on the beat. When it's high, we just turn up the heat. Bring your body here right next to me. You look like the perfect band. This could be the perfect dance. Come on, go ahead and just flex on the beat. When it's high, we just turn up the heat. Bring your body here right next to me. You look like the perfect band. This could be the perfect dance. Come on, go ahead and just flex on the beat.
Right next to me, baby.
Bring your body here right next to me. You look like the perfect band. This could be the perfect dance. Come on.
Hey, hey, that T1 girl. Don't need to read your mind, I can see the signs, girl. Hey, hey, if love is blind, girl. Body like Braille, let me read between the lines, girl. Down like loose change, let's try new things. Way you shake your body, give me new swings. Running through my mind, she go Usain. Got me thinking about giving her my last name.
The way you're moving, oh, my baby, they drive me crazy, oh, so crazy, oh, about you, my baby, oh, that's how I really feel. Be like say, I wanna just rock your body, rock your body, rock your body. Be like say, you might hurt somebody, hurt somebody, hurt somebody. Not trying to just work the middle, work the middle, work the middle. Just see a little, for a little. Hey, flex on the beat. When it's high, we just turn up the heat. Bring your body here right next to me. You look like the perfect band. This could be the perfect dance. So come on, go ahead and just flex on the beat. For me, my baby, you've got me winding like so crazy around you. Oh, my baby, oh, now so I dare be like say, I wanna just rock your body, rock your body, rock your body. Be like say, you might hurt somebody, hurt somebody, hurt somebody. Not trying to just work the middle, work the middle.
Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that demo. I really love the way that this turned out. I think it's super cool and edgy and pretty, and I'm so glad that I found that video for inspiration so that I could do something really kind of outside of my comfort zone for this video as well. Alright guys, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was super useful to you. And if nothing else, you get to see how this really beautiful palette performs and how much I enjoyed using it and really digging into it and seeing what it was capable of. If you did enjoy this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, take care and God bless. Bye guys. Alright guys, that was the demo. Oops. Please let me know at the end. No. Please let me know in the comment section which of your looks were the favorite. Yeah. Please let me know at the... Oh, Lord have mercy.